Let's do this. Woo! Ring the bell. This is Between the Ropes.
Oh, you're going for the dirt, for the behind-the-scenes stuff.
It's time to get between the ropes. Between the Ropes.
Well, we are just weeks away from WrestleMania 30 coming up on Sunday, April 6th, which everybody can watch live on the WWE Network. It could be a very big night for Daniel Bryan. He'll be facing Triple H on the show. The winner will then move on to take on both Randy Orton and Batista for a chance at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And Daniel joins me right now for a few minutes. So no pressure on you when it comes to WrestleMania. Just a couple of big matches for you, right?
Right, yeah. Just a couple big matches, Well, hopefully a couple big matches. If you don't get past the first one, you don't get to the second one.
Right. So
yeah, I'm hoping for a couple big matches.
Well, first of all, congratulations too on what this year has been, because this year you've exploded in popularity. What has this last year been like for you?
Oh man, it's been a roller coaster. It really has. There's always disappointments, but there have just been some really, really cool moments. It was awesome to main event SummerSlam and beat John Cena for the WWE Championship. There were some really cool moments when I turned on Bray Wyatt in the cage and all that kind of stuff. There have been some huge, just wrestling the Shield so many times on Raw and that sort of thing. There's been a lot of cool moments, but there's also been some huge disappointments. At the second you beat John Cena for the WWE Championship, then, you get it taken away and all that kind of stuff, constantly getting so close to having the WWE Championship, but it constantly being taken away was just a huge disappointment.
Can you explain the connection that you have with your fans? Because it has been something, like I said, that's just exploded just out of nowhere, that the way that people have responded to you and how much attention you get now.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's any way to explain connection with the fans. And some people would tell you different. Some people will say, "Oh, it's because I do this or because I do that or whatever." I don't know if it's because I do anything. There's just something between the fans and me that just connects. And I've been very fortunate because that's happened throughout my career, in companies like Ring of Honor and stuff like that. There was just a connection between me and the fans. And I don't know what it is, and I don't think you can explain it. It's like the same thing where writers say, where does their inspiration come from? And that's why they invented the term muse, right? Where does inspiration come from? It just gets put there, and nobody can explain it. And if they try to tell you different, it's not true. But I have worked hard, but a lot of people have worked hard. So so why does it affect me and it doesn't affect other people? I have no idea.
Go back to the beginning of the year. At that time, what did you think would be happening? What kind of match did you think you'd be having at WrestleMania this year?
I don't know. I was hoping I would be on WrestleMania.
I wasn't too worried about
Andre
that.
The Giant. I didn't know about the Andre the Giant 30-man Memorial Battle Royal. So getting on WrestleMania every year is very tough because, for example, we've got Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. We've got, Batista coming back and all that different kind of stuff. You've got Triple H in the match. So for the guys who are wrestling on the show, every show throughout the year, it's hard to get a good spot on the show, right? And so, when you're looking at the card and you're looking okay, well, there's going to be a John Cena match, there's going to be this, there's going to be that. It's like, oh man, where do I fit into this? And then the Royal Rumble happened and it all changed.
I was going to say, what was your reaction as you were backstage and the reaction that was happening during the Royal Rumble with people upset that you were not in the Rumble match and the way that they even kind of took it out on Batista?
Yeah, well, and not only took it out on Batista, they took it out on Rey Mysterio. Rey came out at number 30, and I don't ever remember Rey getting booed. You know what I mean? And Rey came out and was booed, and and that's strange. I would have never thought my fans would have booed Rey Mysterio because there's a guy who has worked so hard, throughout his entire career, battled knee injuries, and just one of the most incredible wrestlers in the history of wrestling. But it's it just shows that their desire to see me in the Royal Rumble and to see me succeed and to see me go on to main event WrestleMania, like that's what they wanted. And it's funny because it wasn't in a crowd like Philadelphia or New York or anything like that. It was in Pittsburgh, and like so it's been very, very unique. And it's funny because nobody really said anything to me after the Royal Rumble. Bryan and I just walked to our car and we drove on to the next town, and nobody really said much. But it was interesting. But Mick Foley was actually texting Bree how outraged he was about the whole thing. so it was pretty interesting.
You mentioned Bree, and the wedding is coming up here within the next couple of weeks as well, and congratulations on that. So what do you feel more pressure about right now, WrestleMania or the wedding?
Well, a little bit of both, because the problem is that they're happening so close together, and there's so much to do for each of them. So as I'm talking to you right now, doing this, I'm doing a WrestleMania media tour on the phone. As I'm doing that, I'm also being filmed for Total Divas, and we're also going and doing our cake tasting decoration, something or another, something else, so we're doing all this stuff at the same time. So it's just like the combination of all the stuff is a lot of pressure. But the good thing is what it actually does is it makes you so busy that you're not stressed about any of it. You're just like, okay, I just have to go. Okay, now I have to do this. Now I have to do that. Now I have to do that, which is actually probably good leading up to the biggest moment of my career.
With the wedding coming up, does everybody more so now than before say, you're going to do something about that beard, right?
Okay, yes. And you know what? She was actually giving me flack about it yesterday. She's like, okay, she loves the beard, right? But she's like, okay, we need to do something about this and something about that, and what will my grandma say, all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, my beard's just my beard. Just, let it be.
So what was stranger, proposing to Bree on a reality show in Total Divas, or having Stone Cold Steve Austin asking you to break down how you did it on his podcast?
Oh my gosh, probably the latter. Like the idea that Steve Austin is even paying attention to what I'm doing in my personal life is pretty surreal.
I like how he went like a step-by-step, play-by-play, tell me how it all went down and how are you able to propose and everything that went into it. I'm like, you're Stone Cold Steve Austin and you're asking about a guy proposed to, now his fiancée.
Right, yeah, it's pretty surreal.
So with everything that's gone on, and obviously WrestleMania is going to be such a huge night for everybody, and you're going to be a big part of it, and you could be leaving that night as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Do you feel like a cover guy now? Do you feel like somebody that is the face of the company?
No, it's interesting because I don't feel any different than I felt 6 months ago, really. I'm just kind of me. I just kind of do my thing. People ask me to do different stuff, and I think now they ask me to do more stuff. And so, and that's pretty much, that's pretty much it. It's strange because Total Divas is following us around now, but next week the network's going to be following me around just to follow me around to see what I do to get prepared for WrestleMania and all that kind of stuff. So I don't feel like the cover guy or anything like that, but it's just people are asking me to do more stuff.
Has it been tough to win over the brass in WWE to get to the point that you're at right now and saying, hey, look at the response, look at where I am, and I should be one of the main guys here?
Well, see, it's interesting because I've never actually said that. I've never gone up to anybody and said, hey, look at what I'm doing. I should be a main guy here. I've always let my work speak for itself, and I've always let the fan reaction speak for itself, and make it so they don't have a choice but to do what they do with me, right? So and it's not me who's been pushing for me to get this opportunity. It's the fans who've been pushing for it, and them saying, no, this is what we want. We want this at WrestleMania, and WWE has to listen to them. And that to me is pretty cool. People have so much more power than they think, man, and not just in wrestling, just in the world in general. We've got a lot of these buildings. We've got 14,000 people in those buildings in comparison to a couple people backstage who really like run the WWE. Whenever you get, and that's pretty much the ratio of people in the world to people in power. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And we have a lot more power than we think. So it's pretty cool.
I know John Cena has been working on his Mandarin. How many different languages can you say yes in?
Oh, I could, I can say si. I want to say oui in French. Is that correct?
I think so.
Maybe. And then I know hi in Japanese. So that's pretty much it.
So last thing, so your fan base is very adamant. I mean, people have been behind you, and like you said, they've helped you get to the point where you are right now, and this opportunity for being in some of the main matches at WrestleMania. You feel any extra pressure? Because if you don't leave with the championship on April 6th, it's going to be a crazy scene, to say the least.
Yeah. No, I don't actually feel any extra pressure. I really try to just go out there and enjoy the moment, like when I'm wrestling, because, what we do, it's so fleeting, right? Like, I could have this reaction right now, and I could get hurt, next week or whatever, and may never get to wrestle again. You know what I mean? So you have to go out there and enjoy it and not succumb to the pressure. I learned that when I was in Ring of Honor, because what would happen is I'd go on in the main event, and there would be not a million, but there'd be some really great matches on before me, and it might be 4 hours into the show, and now all of a sudden I have to go out there and be the main event, and not only be the main event, but be the best match on the show. And at some point you just have to succumb to the idea that you don't have control over a lot of things. All you can do is go out there and do your best and enjoy it. And that's what I try to do. So that's what I'm going to do at WrestleMania. Just go out there, do my best, and try to enjoy it. Try to enjoy being out there in front of 70,000 people, because that's not an experience that most people get to feel very often.
It's WrestleMania 30. It's coming up on Sunday, April 6th from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, and everybody can watch it live airing on the WWE Network. Daniel Bryan taking on Triple H. The winner moves on to take on both Randy Orton and Batista for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Also part of the show, John Cena against Bray Wyatt, and The Undertaker will put the streak on the line against Brock Lesnar. Thanks again for the time, Daniel. Appreciate it. Best of luck on Sunday, and best of luck with the wedding as well coming up.
All right. Thank you very much.
The talking is over.
Thanks for downloading Between the Ropes.
No, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
For more, go to BetweenTheRopes.com and subscribe to Between the Ropes on iTunes.
Thank you. Have a nice day.